So as you know, unfortunately, Eric has passed away in our little 5.5 gallon Betta tank. I initially set this up on my channel and I thought it was gonna be really cool, but I was kind of dissatisfied with it the whole time. So in honor of Eric, we're gonna rescape this tank, get some new fish for it, and I'm gonna show you the whole process. We have a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. At this point, I wanted to preserve the substrate, so that's why I'm pouring the water through a strainer instead of just pouring it out on the ground. After getting as much algae out of the tank as possible with just the hose, I got a scrub brush made specifically for fish tanks and scrubbed out the rest of the tank to make sure it was perfectly clean. Once that was finished, I cleaned all the rest of the components of the tank to make sure the algae didn't have a head start and that the tank looked nice and new right when we put fish in it. Now everything is cleaned off except the filter media, and that is on purpose because I want the cycling of this tank to take a lot less long than it would otherwise, so I didn't clean that. Everything else is clean though, so we're ready to start scaping it. Here are our materials. We have a piece of wood. I'm going to explain that in just a second. We have some rocks. We have our old plants that we used before. We have some gravel, and then we have some aquarium sand that I used in an aquarium a long time ago, as you can see right there. The idea with this wood, I was watching the Serpent design video, and it would be super cool to have it coming out the surface of the water, something like that. So we're going to try to incorporate that somewhere, but I'm going to set the camera up for you guys, and I'm going to start scaping this right now. This process took about 20 minutes to complete, or 30. And you want to take your time doing this because you really want to be satisfied with the end product, because if you decide to change it later on, it's going to be really hard. But if you get it right the first time, you're all set. The idea for this build was that one corner was going to have all the life in it and rocks and wood, and it was going to kind of reach out to the other side of the tank. I think we accomplished that, and you'll see that when I show you the end product. Okay, we're getting there, folks. I think it looks pretty freaking good, actually. I think it's going to look really nice. I taped the piece of wood to this tube so that first it's leaning on it so it doesn't fall over and mess up all this. And also so that when I add water, it doesn't float up, because it's probably still buoyant to some extent, even though it's been in water for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding water slowly, dechlorinated water obviously. I think I'm only gonna fill it up to about here because obviously it has to be open top tank now because of the log, and we know what happened last time and I don't want that to happen again. So I think it's gonna be open top tank this time, just a little bit lower water. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling it up and see how it looks. It is officially filling up. I found some moss outside. So a lot of moss can be either underwater or not underwater, so I kind of put in some crevices of rocks and stuff, so I guess we'll see if it does well. I put the hose back there, as you can see, so a tip if you're ever filling up an aquarium, you probably want to put it in a corner or somewhere, like you just wouldn't want it out in the sand, because then it's going to be super cloudy for a long time and it's just going to take longer to get your tank set up. Now I'm going to fish out some of this stuff that floated up. A lot of the moss floated up. I may end up putting some pieces of moss on the log that's above the water. I think that would look really cool too. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the filter on and then put a little more water in here and we'll see how it is. And there it is, you guys. Put the black backing on, and I put one fake plant right there just because I felt like that needed to be filled in a little bit. But I think it looks pretty dang good, and I will update you when it's time to put some fish in. Okay, it's update time. I decided to do a tannin tank. So if you can see that yellow tint in the tank, that's on purpose. Tannins are what comes out of like wood and leaves and stuff, as you can see, that's in there. And it's actually good for the water, especially for bettas. They like, some people call them blackwater tanks, but they like that kind of stuff. So I think I decided to go with that. As you can see, I put some moss on top. I think it looks really cool. Hopefully that'll grow in. Here's the state of the tank, and the next scene you should see is us getting the fish. So get excited. Okay, we got him. I'm not going to show you actually his body. What am I saying? Actually his body. We got him, and I'm not going to show him to y'all until we actually get him in the tank. Everything's set up to film that. So we're going to acclimate him for a little while, and I'll show you what he looks like. Edward's curious about what's going on. I don't think I've showed y'all Edward in a while, but we're going to go ahead and put this little dude in. At this point, I'm doing a modified drip acclimation so that the fish will get used to the water parameters as well as the temperature. So that is about it, you guys. I hope you liked the setup of the 5.5 gallon tannin beta tank. Thank you to Mr. Trevor for coming to the store with me and helping me figure out which fish to pick out and stuff. Trevor and me were thinking of names, and Trevor goes, I have the perfect name. And I was like, I have the perfect name. He was like, what is it? And I was like, you tell me. And he goes, Smog. And I was like, dude, that's literally what I was thinking of. So this little guy is going to be named Smog because he is a Platinum Dragon Beta. Dragon works because Smog is the dragon from The Hobbit. So that's this guy's name. We're going to name the other beta, and I'll tell you that in the next video, but not right now. Thank you for watching. Make sure you go down there, click the like button, click the subscribe rectangle, and click the little bell next to it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys get inspired to make your own beta fish tank and send it up in a really nice way for them, because they do need more space than most people believe, but they still don't need like a 10-gallon tank. So I hope I inspired you guys to do your own thing. Have a good one. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Peace.